country records fourth COVID-19 death. Infections rises to 1,183. Stern action against individuals who fail to declare close contact with COVID patients. Hello and good evening. I'm Cynthia Arthur. You're watching News on 2. Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah has dismissed claims of COVID-19 death in Perak. In a Facebook post, he said as of afternoon yesterday, a total of 45 COVID-19 cases were recorded in Perak, with 2 patients being treated at the intensive care unit ICU of the hospital Raja Permaisuri Bainun in Ipoh. One of the ICU patients, Dr. Noor Hisham said, is an emergency medicine physician from a public hospital in Perak and is the second Health Ministry staff member requiring respiratory assistance at the ICU. Another patient is a 63-year-old participant of the Tabligh Convention at the Sri Petaling Mosque in Kuala Lumpur. According to Dr. Noor Hisham, both patients are critical but in stable condition, adding that there are no deaths as claimed on social media. A message on social media has been making the rounds recently that a patient with COVID-19 had died at the hospital's emergency ward. Another death and 153 new COVID-19 cases have been reported in the country, bringing it to a total of 4 fatalities and 1,183 cases as of noon today. Speaking at a daily press briefing on COVID-19 at the Health Ministry in Putrajaya, Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said the latest death involved patient 238, a 50-year-old Malaysian from the Tabligh cluster, bringing the number of deaths from COVID-19 to 4.
Beliau telah dimasukkan ke Hospital Melaka pada 12 Mac 2020 dengan gejala severe acute respiratory failure. Beliau telah diberikan bantuan mesin pernafasan pada hari kelima kemasukan di ward isolasi dan ketika dalam penjagaan di ICU. Sementara itu, kesihatan beliau merosot hari demi hari sejak kemasukan dan disahkan meninggal dunia pada 21 Mac 2020 pada jam 1.30 pagi.
In a statement, Dr. Noor Hisham added that there were 27 recovered COVID-19 patients who were discharged, bringing the total to 114 cases. He also said that a total of 37 patients were being treated in the intensive care unit ICU and 23 of them needed ventilators. Based on preliminary investigations, 90 of the 153 new cases were linked to the Tabligh gathering as Masjid Jami' Sri Petaling. The Royal Malaysian Navy TLDM has quarantined the crew of its support ship KD Mahawangsa as one of the crew members is suspected of contracting COVID-19. In a statement, TLDM said the crew member is suspected to have become infected after his wife came into close contact with a colleague suspected of having COVID-19. At this time, TLDM said all the family members are classified as persons under investigation PUI and are being quarantined by the Health Ministry. TLDM said as a precautionary measure, it is now placing the entire crew of KD Mahawangsa under quarantine after receiving information on COVID-19 symptoms. A similar measure, it said, was taken with the crew of the KD Lekyu frigate prior to the enforcement of the Movement Control Order MCO. On March 4th, the KD Lekyu had returned after escorting a Petronas floating liquefied natural gas 2 ship from South Korea. However, the statement said to date no TLDM personnel has tested positive for COVID-19. TLDM also advised the public against spreading fake news and to adhere to the Movement Control Order. Stern action will be taken against those who fail to declare themselves if they had close contact with a person who is tested positive of COVID-19. Senior Minister Datuk Seri Fadila Yusof today said that people must declare themselves of having close contact with COVID-19 patients when visiting the hospitals and clinics. This, he said, is necessary in order to avoid the doctors and nurses who are on duty in the health centres to be at risk of being exposed to the infection.
Jadi pastikan declare kalau kita dah ada kontak dengan orang positif, declare kita dah ada kontak, bagi tahu pihak hospital, pihak klinik supaya mereka tidak dijangkiti, mereka tidak akan didedahkan dengan risiko dijangkiti. Dan Saguya diingatkan bahawa kalau kita tak declare, sebenarnya pihak polis boleh ambil tindakan di bawah undang-undang untuk ditangkap dan ambil tindakan perundangan, sama ada dihukum dan didenda sebagainya, sebab kita tidak mengisytiharkan diri kita ini sudah pun terdedah kepada mereka yang positif COVID-19.
10 million face masks will be brought into the country from China in stages. Datuk Seri Fadila Yusof said that the logistics of the matter will be coordinated by the Transport Ministry and airline companies. Datuk Seri Fadila, who is also the Works Minister, said that the distribution of the face masks will be coordinated by National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA. He also said that the frontliners such as health, police, armed forces, immigration personnel will be prioritized in receiving the face mask supply.
Terutamanya Kementerian Kesihatan, seluruh negara, polis dan juga askar, immigration dan sebagainya yang jaga sempadan. Yang selebihnya nanti kalau ada akan diserahkan kepada Pharma Niaga untuk diagihkan ke pasaran.
Datuk Seri Fadila also said that a committee comprising of Finance, Transport and Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministries will be set to determine the price for the extra face masks that will be distributed to the public. Datuk Seri Fadila also reminded the public to adhere to the movement control order. He explained that only one person of each household is allowed to go out and buy essential supplies for the family. Datuk Seri Fadila said other family members are not allowed to go out unless they have no other choice.
Kita telah menerima laporan daripada Kementerian. Kita tidak melaksanakan inisiatif untuk menyekat pergerakan ini, maka kita khawatir ianya akan membawa masalah yang lebih besar pada negara kita, sudut ekonominya yang sekarang ini terjejas dan sebagainya. Sebab itu berilah kerjasama supaya kita jangan keluar kalau tiada keperluan. Tapi misalnya kalau terpaksa ada membawa orang, itu dia kena beri penjelasan pada pihak polis. Pihak polis akan menggunakan budi bicara tapi secara dasar hanya seorang boleh dibenarkan. Tapi misal kata nanti berlaku kematian, dan ini kenalah diterangkan pada pihak polis. Tapi seboleh-bolehnya kurangkan pergerakan di luar rumah, hanya keluar bila perlu.
The senior minister further reminded those who go out of their house must also follow the regulation set by the Health Ministry by practicing social distancing with other individuals. Malaysians in Iran and India will be brought back to Malaysia, while those in Italy will have to wait as the Italian Civil Aviation Authority has rescinded the landing permit for the airplane to land to bring them home. Deputy Foreign Minister Datuk Kamaruddin Jaafar said that the repatriation in Iran will involve 55 people, 46 of whom are Malaysians. They are expected to arrive in Kuala Lumpur at 6:10 a.m. tomorrow on a special chartered Air Asia flight that left Tehran at 11:45 a.m. this morning. He said in the spirit of ASEAN cooperation, Malaysia agreed to accommodate 8 Singaporeans and 1 Indonesian on the trip from Iran.
Bagi urusan repatriasi dari Iran, ia melibatkan seramai 55 orang. Daripada jumlah ini, 46 orang ialah rakyat Malaysia yang berdaftar dengan Kedutaan Besar Malaysia di Tehran.
Speaking during a Facebook Live press conference with Human Resources Minister Dato Sri M. Saravanan today, he said through a consensus reached with Air Asia and following Foreign Minister Dato Sri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein's discussion with the MIC President Tan Sri S.A. Vigneswaran, about 1,116 Malaysians in India would be brought back home soon. A sum of 12.1 million ringgit in zakat assistance to those who are eligible have been approved by the Federal Territories Islamic Religious Council and will be dispersed early next month. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Dato Sri Dr. Zulkifli Mohamad Al-Bakri today said this aid is in line with the call by the government that the welfare of the poor should be taken care of during the movement control period. Speaking at a Musada COVID-19 session held at Putrajaya Hospital, Dato Sri Dr. Zulkifli said the assistance would benefit 24,196 people in Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya and Labuan, with each receiving 500 ringgit. He said MIOP also approved assistance worth 3.27 million to 7 hospitals under its jurisdiction, adding that the allocation is for health and medical equipment at these hospitals following the COVID-19 outbreak.
Bantuan tambahan zakat begitu khas. Begitu juga kita beri kepada 7 buah hospital alat bantuan pernafasan yang nilai semuanya lebih kurang dalam 15 juta lebih. Tujuannya tak lain tak bukan kita nak supaya kita hadapi suasana seperti ini dengan baik.
In addition, MIOP also brought forward the March monthly zakat and payments amounting to 9.67 million ringgit to last Thursday. The Malacca government is limiting the operation hours of restaurants, including drive-thrus, in the wake of COVID-19. Chief Minister Datuk Sulaiman Mat Ali, in a statement today, said restaurants and fast food chains should cease operations from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. during the Movement Control Order (MCO) effective today. The order also covers 24 hours convenience outlets in the state. Datuk Sulaiman said grocery stores within shopping malls should also close at 7 p.m. during this period. He also announced that petrol kiosks should be closed from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. until 31st of March, except for refueling needs of crucial industries. He said the wet markets would be allowed to operate from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. and that traders should abide to the guidelines. Datuk Sulaiman said night and agricultural markets should remain closed until the 31st of March. To ensure all tourists have vacated Pulau Redang in Terengganu, a ferry service provider to the island has brought out a group of 13 holidaymakers to the mainland of its last day of operation. Sejahtera Ferry Services Sdn Bhd Assistant Operations Manager Suzana Mohammed said the move was also in line with the state government's announcement to shut down all resort islands and hotels to curb the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Speaking to reporters when met at the Kuala Terengganu jetty today, Susanna said the last operation today was at 7 a.m. and the company's staff has carried out the cleaning and disinfection activities throughout the ferry. The company, which has been operating since 2004 and has a fleet of 6 ferries which runs between Shah Bandar Jetty and Pulau Redang. Since the announcement of the movement control order, Susanna said Sejahtera Ferry Services have been collaborating with other resort and chalet operations on the island to monitor the arrival of tourists to Pulau Redang and to ensure that they vacated the island following the announcement. That concludes this evening's news on 2. In our top story, country records 4th COVID-19 death infections rises to 1,183. Now, before we go, don't forget to wash your hands regularly, practice social distancing, and most of all, let's adhere to the movement control order and just stay at home. Join us again at 7 tomorrow evening. I'm Cynthia Arthur. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a pleasant evening.